Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I am so excited to talk about Survivor tonight. I did not even take a lot of notes because it was so much to this episode. I didn't want to write a whole bunch of notes about just detail by detail by detail about what people were saying because I was just like, one, y'all already watched it. I'm so happy they finally voted Rob off, and I haven't yelled so much at the TV screen more than I did last night. Like I was so, and I like Rob. Don't get me wrong, I like Rob. He's not on my fantasy team, so he had to go. He was getting too deep into the game, and I couldn't believe it. But let's just jump all in. Let's just talk about it. Tonight, I want to have more of a conversation. I want us to get in these comments and have us a good survivor friendly talk. So let's just start off with it's swap time. Drop your buffs. It's time to go from 2 to 3. I knew it was going to happen. Some people were saying last week they thought it might have been somebody coming from the Extinction Island and going back to flipping up the twos, but I said no, they're gonna go to 3. Let's talk about these 3 tribes. First, we have the red team, which consists of Jeremy, Denise, Sandra, Kim, and Tony. So they have 2 former red tribes and no, 3 former reds, 2 former blues. I'm not gonna try to say them tribe names, y'all. Y'all know the colors. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now the new blue tribe is Yule, Wendell, Nick, Parvati, and Michelle. And that's 3 former Reds and 2 Blues. So both of those teams have 3 former Reds and 2 Blues. Now over here on the green tribe is Rob, Ben, Adam, Sophie, and Sarah. And that's 3 Blues and 2 Reds. So I thought this was a really good swap. It wasn't one of those where it happened to be 4-1 or I thought it was a really good swap. It was a really good opportunity for some people to mix it up and play the game, getting some alliances with some new people. I'm curious to how long they're going to stay in these threes before they merge. I want to know, you all get in the comments, let me know, how long do you think they're going to keep going before they let someone try to do a competition to get back from Extinction Island? Because the last time they did it, the people on the Exile Island had 2 opportunities to get back in the game. So I think it should be about time for at least one person to come back. I hope it's Natalie. But this was an Extinction Island or Island of Extinction free game. I wasn't mad at it because it was so much going on each individual tribe. I wanted to see each new tribe's dynamic. It was a very good episode. Now, the first thing, let's break down each tribe, see who's in a good position, who's really playing the game, who's sticking along old tribal lines, and let's talk about the flip. The red team, Jeremy and Denise, you would think they're in trouble. Kim is thinking about jumping ship. Sophie was nice enough to give Kim back the other half of her idol before the swap, so Kim does have a full idol. I don't believe anyone else has. Jeremy does have that I could just get up and leave. And Denise had, that red tribe would have been a mess. Because I just remember Jeremy has that I can get up and leave tribal whenever I want. Denise has an idol, so you could put all the votes on her, but whatever. And then Kim has an idol. I wonder if the red, because we're going to get to it when we get to the challenge, but I just wonder how a tribal would be with all that power in the game. Now, on this tribe, Kim is over Sandra and Tony. They've been trying to get her out. They done voted out her friends, Amber and Tyson. So Kim really isn't in it with Sandra and Tony. And I always felt like this swap, Sandra been sitting out all the challenges. Oh, she has to go. She gonna make us lose. But y'all already know that the red team didn't lose. Now over here on the blue team was a little bit interesting. You, Wendell, and Nick, they in the alliance, they tight. You're not gonna separate that. So if the blue team ever loses, it's gonna be Poverty or Michelle. But now Wendell, I did not know Wendell used to date Michelle. And you could see the awkwardness through the TV, like awkward. Like it looked like, I don't know what happened in that relationship. I do like to look on Instagram, and I might look on Twitter. I didn't look on Twitter last night, and get in people business just a little bit. I would like to know like why, because it looked like Michelle was trying to break the ice. Like it doesn't have to be awkward, and Wendell was like, I ain't really here for being on the trial with my ex. So, and he didn't really make it seem like that was his ex. He made it seem like they just fooled around and that was it. Like, I don't know. I could have been reading too much into it. It was definitely awkward to watch. I can't wait to see more of it. Do you all think Wendell can get over whatever this initial awkwardness is and try to work with Michelle? Or do you think if the Blue Tribe ever goes to tribal, Michelle is gone? I feel like Poverty is a much bigger threat than Michelle. I don't know. And how did y'all feel about Nick having his school boy crush on Poverty and had to tell her? Like, that was awkward. Like, to me, that's something you keep to yourself. Nick, you did not have to tell Poverty you had a crush on her in high school. It was cute, but it was definitely an awkward moment. She was like, okay. Now, the Green Tribe was very interesting. And we already know the Green Tribe went to tribal. We're going to get to that. Rob, Ben, and Adam should be the majority. They are all from the blue. But as they said, Rob blindsided Adam and Ben blindsided Rob. Like, none of them are working together. None of them trust each other. Like, can Adam use this opportunity to repair the trust he lost with Ben? Can Adam use this opportunity to say, look, the Blue Tribe ain't fooling with me. Can I try to get in with Sophie and Sarah? I don't know, because from what the TV showed, it looked like the switch vote was all on Ben, but we're gonna get there. I was proud of my girl, Sophie. She found the idol. Because everyone, it looks like they were trying to make a shelter. Their shelter did not look too impressive. It looked like let's throw this together because we only gonna be here for a few nights. So while they were looking for materials to build the shelter, everyone was like, new tribe, new idol, let's get to looking. And Rob was talking about how he's never found an idol without a clue. And too bad, too sad. Like, people been doing it for years. Get up to the game. Sophie found the idol. It's one of them half idols where we got to share it with our best friend. She gave it to Sarah. Sophie and Sarah were not in the alliance on the red team. They were actually on opposite alliances. And, you know, Sarah's with Tony and Cops R Us, and they kind of got Sandra. I think Sandra just lingering on to anybody. But that idol share, I think, really is going to help bridge Tony and Sarah to Sophie, Nick, Yule, and Wendell. I can see them making a deep run in this game, and I'm not mad at it. Two of them on my fantasy team. Run on. So I hope Sophie and Sarah can keep this trust past this swap. I'm really, I didn't see it for Sarah. I thought she would play a lot more aggressive, cocky game, but she is really surprising me. Sarah is playing a really good game. So now, that's what I think about the tribes. Now, out of these tribes, these three, red, blue, green, who, let's say we haven't seen tribal council yet, who do we think is in the most danger? Now, we already on the know on the green team. Without having to see tribal, I would have automatically thought Sarah and Sophie were in trouble. Even though Rob, Ben, and Adam don't really fool with each other. I thought they would have stuck together for the numbers. We are, spoiler, we already know they don't. But off first sight, I thought Sarah and Sophie were in trouble. But once they found that idol and then Sarah still has her advantage, it is what it is. The red team, you would think Jeremy and Denise would be in trouble because of the numbers. And even before I knew Kim was interested in flipping, and we really don't know if she would flip or not. She's just talking. And since they didn't lose, she doesn't have to draw that line in the sand yet. I feel like if they lost, Sandra's in trouble. This is the opportunity to get rid of Sandra. We don't know how long we're going to be in these teams of three, and these three people or three different tribes. Challenges are important. Sandra, she surprised me at the challenge. She wasn't trash, but I think she can hold them back in future challenges. So I would say Sandra has to go. Now on the blue team, I don't care who is dating who in the past. I don't care what majority, minority. Poverty is the threat on the blue team. And if they ever lose, if Poverty isn't out, all of y'all are idiots. Like, who on the blue team really wants to work with Poverty outside of Michelle? And Michelle is in the minority. She ain't got the numbers. And I need Michelle to forget about Poverty. Just concentrate on staying in the game and getting back to Jeremy and mending the fence with Wendell. Be nice to Wendell. Work it out. Because I really want Wendell and Jeremy to work together. And I don't want Michelle to be that wedge that will cause them not to work together. All right. What's our next talking point? Let's talk about the challenge. This was a good challenge. It was one of those where you have to do a lot of obstacle courses. Like I said, Sandra did really good. I don't care if her team did push her and help her. She climbed them ropes. She climbed those ladders. She did her part. And her team had... No, they didn't have a lead. The red team came in last. Yeah, they were the last one to the puzzle. But, who put this puzzle together? Adam and Sophie did that with... No. Angie, get your teams together. See, the swap got me all messed up. And I have my notes right here. I'm still all messed up. I don't know. I think Jeremy and Kim did the puzzle. Whoever. The red team surprised me in the challenge. They did very well. The green team, which was Rob, Ben, Adam, Sophie, Sarah... They were the first one through all the obstacle courses. They had all the time in the world to work on that one color on each side puzzle. And for whatever reason, Rob has been doing every puzzle all season. This is the puzzle you want to sit out on. This is the puzzle you want. Who did it? Sophie. Didn't Adam just lose the last puzzle? And you want Adam to work on the puzzle? I didn't understand why Rob sat out. But the green team lost. You already knew that. Wendell's team, they were right. They end up winning. Like, they were in first. But they were right down the middle when it came to getting to the puzzle. Like, they got to the puzzle second. But I don't really think... I think Poverty might be safe just because I don't think the blue team may lose. But I said that at the beginning of the game. And y'all see I was way off what I said at the beginning of the game. So that was the challenge. Of course, the green team went to tribal council. Now let's talk about the green team strategy. When they get back to camp, Rob, Adam, and Ben, they go off to get water. They talk. They all shake hands. I'm not writing your name. I'm not writing your name. I'm not writing your name. Okay, that obviously means nothing. And I think Ben and Adam probably would have stuck with Rob if Rob didn't bring back that buddy system strategy of to show that we trust each other. We're going to sit at camp all day. We're not going to talk to anybody. We're just going to talk to each other. We're not going to let the girls get in our ears. That was a mistake, Rob. because people already were calling you the Godfather on the old blue team because you done made them dump out their bags. You run and telling somebody tell you something, you got to go run tell that. So they already don't trust you from the blue team. You should have just shook hands, say, let's vote out. Y'all agreed on Sarah. Let's do Sarah. And then let everybody at will have your discussions and let them have the opportunity to trust you. Because by you sitting there looking at everybody, if they dare decide to get up, because the only people that got up were the girls, and they was like, we know what's going on. This is the old buddy system thing. We in trouble. I think Sarah knew about the idol because it was the BFF idol, but Sophie didn't know about that vote still a vote. They were safe regardless. They were safe regardless. But that buddy system thing really, it tricked me. It tricked me because I just knew, I'm like, they gonna stay together. But that buddy system mentality made Adam and Ben feel like chumps. Like, we never gonna win the game if we gotta sit here and look like Rob is controlling us. We never gonna win the game. So I understand why they flipped their vote. I didn't think they were gonna do it. I promise you, all tribal council, I was like, Sarah, use your advantage. I was yelling at the TV, Sarah. When Sarah didn't pull out her advantage, I was like, oh my God, Sarah, you going home. Because I know we saw that scene of Ben jumping up and down going, like we saw him mouthing Rob to Sarah and Sophie, but I just didn't believe it. I just really felt like y'all really sat, because to me, if you wanted to stick it to Rob, I would have just got up and said, look, we don't like this buddy system. We voting Rob tonight. Y'all down? Okay, now let's have fun. You know, to me, that's standing up to Rob, but y'all played along with his game. Y'all blindsided him. It is what it is. But I wish somebody would have called him out, even in tribal council, like, look. But I guess that would have ruined the surprise of the blind side. To me, that would have been more entertaining. Somebody said, look, we don't like this buddy system, Godfather stuff. Rob, you gone. Sophie, Sarah, what's up? That's what I would have liked to see. I still got the results, so I'm happy about that. But I promise I was screaming at the TV. I didn't really want Sophie to play her idol because I knew Sarah was the name of choice. But I was just begging Sarah. I'm like, Sarah, please use your advantage. But now she still got it. She got it for later. So Rob is gone. He's blindsided. He's out of there. So what I was disappointed with is we didn't get to see him reunite with Amber. Now, get in the comments and let me know. Did they show the scene of Rob reuniting with Amber on Extinction Island, like they usually see them walk up? Because I wanted to see that, and maybe my recording cut off, because it cut off when Rob gave his 2 fire tokens to Parvati. Now, Parvati has a lot of power in the game. I don't remember that sheet of paper of what you can buy with the fire tokens. I wonder, can she buy an idol? Get in the comments. Let me know if Parvati can buy an idol. That might save Parvati next week. That might hurt your Wanda or Nick next week, because if Parvati has an idol and they put all their votes on Parvati, they need to vote out Michelle. I'm gonna have to think about that. But get in the comments, let me know what can Parvati buy with these 4 fire tokens, because only people that have 4 are Parvati in the game and Natalie out of the game. It's gonna be interesting. So next week, I did see the preview where next week only one tribe can win immunity, and both tribes have to go to tribal council, and both tribes have to vote somebody out. They getting them out there like that. So who do we think is in danger next week? Now, off the top, I want the blue tribe to win because the blue tribe has my fantasy team people on it. Yule and Wendell, they the only 2 I have left in the game. Well, I do have Adam, but I think Adam is a sinking ship no matter where he makes it in the game. So I want the blue team to win. I think they're stacked. I think they can win the challenge. So let's say the blue team wins. So red team is going to tribal. I think at this point they're going to get rid of Sandra because they're going to want to keep their team strong for the challenges. Or they may say the merge is coming up. Let's go ahead and drop Tony. Sandra isn't going to be a merge threat. On the green team, Rob is gone. So now we're at a 2-2. Ben and Adam, Sophie and Sarah. If they go to tribal, Sophie and Sarah are definitely pulling out their idols and advantages. And I think Ben is in more danger to go home over Adam. I think so. And just by chance, if my prediction is off and the blue team does end up not winning that challenge next week, I think Parvati is out of there unless we can figure out what she can buy with 4 tokens. I'm going to have to figure that out by next week. Now let's talk about my power rankings and fantasy team very quick. I already said Wendell. He's my number 1, my winner pick. I think he's in a very good spot. He's sitting pretty over there on the blue team. Adam, he's my number 2. I'm kind of sad about that now. But Adam, I think he will make it to the merge. But he has crossed so many people on the blue team. I don't think they're really going to want to play with him anymore. And I think eventually, somewhere down the line, Adam's going to have to get in really good with Sophie and Sarah to make a run for it. But I don't know. Yul is sitting very pretty. Yul is on my fantasy team. I forgot to talk about that. He brought up that Pinner and his wife has ALS. Did I say the letters right? Correct me if I said it wrong. I didn't take notes, so I might have said it wrong. And I did not know Yul was playing to give that money to Penner's family. And he's talking about it on the show to bring awareness so other people can donate to ALS foundations to help people with ALS and their families. I think that's amazing. I really appreciate Survivor letting that be a part of the edit that made it to air, because I think it's very important to inform people, not just people's personal family business, but just of the disease in general, because as a person, we need to be more aware and to give back. So I really appreciated that. I really hope Yul wins even more because he's playing for a non-selfish reason. And I'm not knocking anybody else if they win. I'm not saying anybody else have to do what Yul is doing. I just think it's very touching. So Yul, shout out to you for that. Shout out to Survivor for leaving that in the show. I really liked that moment of the show. Next, my power rankings. Jeremy is not on my fantasy, but if Jeremy can make it past being in the minority of this tribe swap, because they could be like, Jeremy is a threat, Kim, stick with us and let's vote Jeremy out. We don't really know if Kim is going to flip. But I forgot Jeremy. I keep forgetting Jeremy has that piece of paper. So Jeremy's good for a little while. If he needs to try to hold on that piece of paper as long as he can. Kim is in a very good spot. Kim is the, what do they call it? The swing vote. So Kim is sitting pretty going forward, I think, for a while. Sophie, way to find that idol girl. I really wish I could have switched Sophie for Adam, but I say it every week. I'm being honest. I already picked my fantasy team. I'm not going to switch. But I really have good hopes for Sophie. Parvati, all depending on what she can do with these fire tokens. I see Parvati sitting on exile with Rob after next week. But let's just say she can't buy anything with the fire tokens. Who do we think Parvati will give her tokens to? Because all of her alliance is really gone. Like, Rob is gone. Amber. Tyson. Who else is Parvati close to? Like, Would she give it to her crush Nick? Since Nick was like, I had a crush on you. Because, you know, Tyson gave it to Nick because Nick was supposedly used to idolize Tyson back in high school. And then Nick would have 6 fire tokens. Do we think so? Like, who else would Poverty give it to? Like, maybe she might give him to Michelle. I don't know, but let's move on. Nick is sitting pretty because he's sitting in the majority. I still don't see Nick going too deep past the merge, but he's doing good. Ben is, it just really depends on what team wins that one immunity next week. But I think Ben could be sitting over there with Poverty. Denise, I think she's doing good on the red team with Jeremy and Kim. Sarah and Tony surprised me. Tony could be in danger, but I think Sarah, she has an idol, so she's good for a few weeks. Sandra, I feel like I still deep down feel like Sandra is probably going to go out 5th or 6th. Like, they probably will get rid of Sandra right before fire making because she's not going to win any of these individual immunity challenges, and people will just let her think she's the queen. Like, people aren't really going to fall for her game. They will use her as a vote. Unless Sandra really snakes somebody and, like, really flips on the alliance and does something really dirty, I don't see anyone thinking of Sandra as a huge threat. And then Michelle, I really like Michelle. I hope Michelle work it out with Wendell. I know Michelle is number 19 on my list. I had Michelle all pegged wrong. Michelle is playing a good game. I'm going to say it every week. And that's my power rankings. I don't want my video to be too long because I do get excited talking about Survivor and I can ramble and I don't want to ramble. But get in the comments, you all. Let me know what you think about these tribe swaps. What do you think people... How do you think they land, and did they get screwed or did they get put in a better position? Like, I love everything about this season of Survivor. Like, there is never a boring week. I can't wait to see what happens on Exile. I can't wait to see Rob and Amber reunite. I can't wait to see who can... It looks like a challenge for the token next week on Exile. Like, I'm here for all of it. I can't wait. Get in the comments. Let me know what you're here for, what you're not here for. Like this video. If you have not subscribed to Kiss My Cheeks TV, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be doing Survivor all season. And then if you like the challenge is coming up in, what, 2 or 3 weeks? I will be doing the challenge as well. I love these games. I love these shows. Stick around with your girl, Angie. All right, y'all. Have a good night, and I will talk to you later. Bye.